My name is Michael Emery. I'm a senior at DeSoto Central High School, and this is my formative speech. Marley once said, just as people need water to drink, they also need music. I'm a huge music fan. If I'm working out, doing homework, relaxing, I'm always listening to music. My three favorite genres are rap, R&B, and reggae. I'm going to be talking about the last one today for my speech. I'm going to be talking about the history, the artists, its impact, music, and evolution as a genre. And I don't know if you guys know anything about reggae music, but hopefully by the end of my speech you'll know a little bit. I'm going to be talking about its origins now. It comes from the word reggae, which means rags. That was similar to their clothing they would wear, because in Jamaica they weren't very rich, so they would not wear the nicest clothing. It started in the 1950s as ska, because they would have sound systems in Jamaica where a DJ would play music. Oftentimes it sounded like R&B, and ska was a very fast-paced dance style song. They took elements of R&B, added some of their own twist to it, and that's what they would originally, that's how it started out. Then in the 1960s, it developed into rocksteady. It was very hot at the time, so ska, they couldn't dance to ska very much because it was a very fast-paced dance. So as you guess, rocksteady was much slower. It was similar to Motown in a way, and it often had love themes with it. In the mid-1970s, it developed into reggae. It had emphasis on social change, poverty, and protest. It had a slow tempo with a lot of rock and roll influence, and it took on a Rastafarian influence. And Rastafarian, it was similar to Abrahamic religion. And now I'm going to talk about the topics of reggae music. Most of the topics were either about love or protest. Rastafarian influence changed what love meant for reggae music. Before the Rastafarian influence came, love was strictly a romantic love they were talking about. But now it is either romantic love still, cosmic love, which is just like loving the world around you, and spiritual love, which is loving your God. And oftentimes if you hear the word Jah, that's referring to the God. And for protest, it was very poor at the time. And also there's a lot of racism and social oppression. So they would protest that. And they would also protest things that are impeding love, like hate and hate speech. And a great example of a song that's a big protest song for reggae is Get Up and Stand Up by Bob Marley. I'm going to talk about some of his artists now. Peter Tosh is one that is not as well known. Toots and Maytals, I-Roy, U-Roy, Jimmy Cliff, Damien, Skip, Ziggy, and Stephen Marley, Burning Spear, and SZA. And then, of course, obviously everyone knows Bob Marley. Now I'm going to be talking about certain artists in the genre and their impact on it. Bob Marley, he became a global symbol, and he was a big part of globalizing reggae around the world. SZA, he released a ton of music. He's been active since the 90s, and he's released over 60 albums to this day. Peter Tosh, he was very impactful with protest music. He's probably the greatest reggae artist of protest. Jimmy Cliff, before Bob Marley came around, he polarized it a lot. Not to the stage Bob Marley did, but he polarized it a lot around the world. Ziggy Marley, he's won the most Grammys for reggae music at 7. And Skip Marley, he's put more of a modern taste on reggae music for people that want to hear things that are more modern. And I'm going to talk about reggae's impact of genre. Not all genres that start in a different country go worldwide. Reggae music just started in one island and it's developed into a worldwide taste. No matter where you go around the world, odds are there's at least someone that likes to listen to reggae music. And odds are if you just go anywhere, you're going to see someone with a Bob Marley shirt, because he's just a global icon at this point. Thank you for listening, and hopefully you enjoy my speech and learned a little bit more about reggae.